Tirelessly, Stungo. Welcome to another session of Native Wings Like an Eagle Incorporated. I'm Melvin, Battiest, Executive Director of Native Wings. I'm here with my wife, Tammy.
I'm Tammeria Battiest, and I am Director of Operations for Native Wings Like an Eagle.
And in this session, we just want to basically talk about the daily activities, the daily work that we do here at Native Wings so that we can bring you into our atmosphere and kind of like share with you the things that go on throughout the week, the things that we're doing, and hopefully making giant strides to our mission of helping those who are not living on the reservation, coming out of prison, to get full reintegration services. So I think the first thing that we want to start off by saying is, again, our operational function. We open our offices at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we close at 5 Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday, we open at 9 and we close at 4. And on Fridays, it's basically appointments only, because we have already wrapped up everything of the week and we want to deal with the appointments only on Friday to prepare for the following week. So if you remember that on Fridays, it's appointments only. And but again, we're here to help in any way that we can. Weekends were closed, and so our phone number here at Native Wings is 405 724
7977.
Okay, so see, she's got it down better than I do, and that's how we work together as a team. So you can call us at that number 5 days a week, and we'll be able to try to assist you in whatever way we can. We're coming to the end of our fiscal year, and so right now we've kind of had to limit in certain ways of financial help until we can get more grants started again for our next fiscal year. Right now we have 19 men and women who have been released from prison in our program, and we correspond with them. They come to our office and they speak with us, and even some just come just to hang out because they feel comfortable here, and they like to come here and they like to say, what can we do to help? And so we just let them help out whatever way they want to help. They come to get clothes sometimes, because they need some clothing. They come get dry goods, but most of all, they just like to come because this is an atmosphere of home to them. And that's what we want to be. We're family, and we want them to understand how, get that family feel back, especially after coming out of prison.
Yeah, and there's no judgments here.
There's
no judgments. It's full of love. It's full of we hope and joy, and some kind of times our brothers or sisters just want to come and they idle hands and idle minds, and they say, I just need to get here so I don't get myself in trouble. And they just come and they sit and they clean, or they visit. If they're struggling with something, we just sit there. We have open ears. And like I said, again, there's no judgment. And they just talk and they talk and they talk. And that is wonderful, because that's what we want our brothers and sisters to do, to feel like they can come here. No judgments, nothing is held against them, and they can come and talk. And sometimes when they're talking, he's been a really good person to tell me that once they talk and they if they have an issue, that issue is resolved, or they know what they need to do to resolve or fix that issue because they've talked it out amongst themselves in their own head, and we were just the ears for them to hear it. So
yeah, that was one thing that I learned in prison was the greatest gift that you could give somebody is a listening ear. Many people struggle through things and the answers in them, but nobody gives time to listen, so they don't get to speak. And when you give a listening ear and just let people speak, they'll speak their own problems away. I remember one time a guy came to my cell and he said, "Can I talk to you, Melvin?" I said, "Sure, come on in." Gave him a cup of coffee. We sat down and he began to tell me his problems. And he went on, and I just sat and listened. And I remember one time I was going to interject, and I heard the Holy Spirit say, "Let him talk." So I just kept on letting him talk. And after a while, he gets up hands me back my empty cup, and he says, "Thank you, brother. I know what to do. Thank you for your advice." And I didn't say nothing. It was in him, but nobody sat down long enough to let him speak it out. And so, again, I believe that's why the Creator gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, because 2 ears to listen means he wants you to listen more than he wants you to speak. So, to me, that is a valuable tool.
Yeah.
So that's what we do here. We let them come. We let them come here and speak. We have a great mental health counselor who's also our program director, Terry. And they love going in and talking to Terry.
Oh yeah, they do.
And
We
Terry
even
really
love going in and talking to Terry.
Yes, Terry she's such a professional, and she knows how to bring those things out that needs to come out. And so we're so grateful to have Terry Begay on our staff. Also, we get here, everybody gets their settled in, and we go to work. I mean, we're here the hours we're here, 8 days an hour. 8 days.
8 days an hour.
8 hours a day. We're working Native Wings, whether we're going and visiting places to promote our organization, taking phone calls, meeting people that come to the office. We've had people come from Washington, D.C. We've had people come from Minnesota, New Jersey, different
Michigan.
places, Michigan, coming to this office here and coming here and talking with us and leaving with a joy in their heart, believing that Native Wings is something that's needed. And so it's just a blessing when we have those visitors like that.
Yeah.
We just, matter of fact, the last one we had, a Native brother who's really active in Indian communities, he came and I was sharing Native Wings with them, and then at the end he said, "I got something to give you, Melvin." I said, "Yeah," and he pulls off this ring here. And he says, "I've been holding on to this ring for a long time, waiting to give it to somebody." He said, "And today I know who to give it to." And he handed me this ring. And I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to bring it close to the camera. But it is a ring of Chief Red Cloud of the Lakota people. And he said, "I want to give you this ring because I feel like you're supposed to have this ring." And what an honor it was for me to receive this from him. And I wear it every day because to me, this brother honored me with such an honorable gift. And so, and my wife, she gets gifts all the time. I sometimes be getting sad because everywhere we go, my wife gets gifts, and I'm just like, okay, but hey, she does a lot of work for us, and her approach to those that are incarcerated coming out, she has a gift that I don't have, and she has that, she gives that motherly love to those that are coming out. Do they all accept it? I don't know. Most of them do. But the ones that don't, that's fine. My wife doesn't trip. She just keeps on being who she is. That's who my wife is. And I'm so glad that she has that heart for her people like that. It's coming out of incarceration. And I don't see why she wouldn't have, because she spent 5 years visiting me while I was incarcerated every weekend. And so she kind of knows what people, when they're coming out of incarceration, she has more of a feeling about that than she did before. And so anyway, so here at Native Wings, again, we're working hand in hand to make sure that off-the-res programs are be given to our clients. And I don't like saying clients, let me repeat that, are given to our brothers and sisters coming out of incarceration. One of the things, again, we have is the Strong Medicine Talking Circle. Again, that's a time when we have our brothers and sisters learn how to use their gift of hearing. And then those who speak, it's kind of like when you're filled up and the bottle's filled up and you don't have a release, what happens? It'll blow up. But if you have a release, then you can release that. And so,
and it's also a time of healing.
Right, and that's what this talking circle is about. Letting them get it out and healing from that. And we have such great talking circles. And also, we're fixing to start our cultural program. The women will be coming making ribbon skirts.
The women and the men will come and make ribbon skirts.
And ribbon shirts.
And ribbon shirts.
And then I'll have a drum circle. Well, we'll come in, I'll bring my buffalo hide drum, and we'll have the men sit around and learn how to sing some songs. You know?
We're also going to have a sacred circle, and that is for the families of the recently coming out of incarceration and those that are incarceration. There's trauma involved in all of it, and so it also, because the strong medicine circle is for our brothers and sisters to come and talk and to release and heal, but also there's another part of that unit, and that's the families. That's the wives, the husbands, the parents, the children, whomever, and they can come on the sacred medicine circle. That's their opportunity to talk and to heal and to listen to others and maybe get some ideas of what they need to do and where they should go. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about that because all of our brothers and sisters have family who've been incarcerated with them, not on the inside, but on the outside. So that's going to be something that's really going to be beneficial. And that's part of our mental health component. And Terry's a part of that. And then we have an outreach coordinator, and Mitch goes all over the place. He makes phone calls, and he goes and visits and hands out the cards and the flyers and hits the ground running, and he's putting shoe to pavement. You know, he's talking and shaking hands and telling people about us. Those that are on the streets, those that are in office buildings, those are anywhere. And so we have that, and he also helps with the case management load, basically the men's side. And then we have our secretary who does everything in the office, needs to be fixed or whatever. And then we have our women's case manager or case worker, or what, I don't know. We're working on a new word for that because it's so sterile, and we want a different word for that position. And also the HR person, and jack of all trades and the master of none, basically, because she writes the papers, the letters, all the stuff for us. When we need something, we holler it out, and boom, it's done. So we've really, really been blessed, honey, with the people that we have working with us. And they've walked in and they just fit right in like a glove. And we have become a family unit in this office, as well as, and they all have a passion for our brothers and sisters. They all have a passion for helping and doing and making sure the needs are met. And we couldn't be more blessed.
Right. And at the same time, as executive director, I'm starting to make travels to all the tribes and trying to make sure that each and every one of them know that we're here. There's a lot of tribes in the state that don't have reintegration programs. And so Native Wings would like to stand in that gap for them until they can develop one, or at least collaborate and partner with them to make sure that their tribal members that's coming out of incarceration will have that. If, since they don't have a reintegration program themselves, we can step in and help them. And in case, but then of course that all depends on our finances, our funding. And we are right now really filing for different grants, but we also want the community to be involved. And so, if you want to support this organization and the cause that we're doing, you can always go to our webpage, and I think it's at nativewings.org, and there's a QR code there that you can click on, and you can donate. Now, whatever donation that you bring, hey, that's going to these brothers and sisters that are coming out of prison. It's going to enhance their lives. It's going to give them proper foundation and hopefully a successful reintegration process. That's what we're all working on. We're making sure that our Native people coming out will have that success in their reintegration. And so we really would like for you to be involved. And also some of the programs that we're going to be doing here in the next month is we're going to be teaching what's called how to network, how to work your finances, financial literacy. We've got different kind of programs. We have a program that we're going to introduce that's called Walking in Balance. That was created by a Cherokee brother, a program that the Cherokee Nation has given to us to implement in our off the res program. So I look forward to getting in that part of the curriculum of the walking in balance. So there's a lot of things that we're doing, and we're praying that this next funding that we get is going to expand us where we can really have better reintegration services than what we have now, because everything, we want to keep building off of what we got. Transitional housing, again, trying to establish our brothers and sisters in a career by get them involved with career tech, Metro Tech, workforce.
BioTC.
Yeah, we have different connections right now with different organizations that's willing to help our brothers and sisters coming out of incarceration. So again, one of the most important things that we want to do is we want to make sure that the homelessness and the suicide rate after incarceration we just eliminate that.
Yes.
No more homelessness for our brothers and sisters, no more suicides for our brothers and sisters when they come out of incarceration because they don't want to go back to the res, but without going back to the res, they have no help. We also want to reduce the recidivism rate of our Native people. Try to stop them from having to do things to go back to prison because they have no help out here. Well, Native Wings wants and will be there for them. But we also want, as we call it, community care. As Native people, we take care of each other. I remember growing up, Tammy, when I got my mom mad and she kicked me out of the house one day, and I could have lived on the street of this little small town of Wetumpka, but you had Indian families there that would tell me, come sleep at our house, or come and have a bite here.
That happened here, yeah.
So they took care, they took care of me when they knew about my situation. And so that's what I want here in Oklahoma. I want the communities, the Native nations and communities to come together and say, we have a population that comes out of prison that needs help. And if they come back to their own reservations, a lot of those reservations have reintegration services. A lot of them don't. For those who don't, we need a outlet for them. And for those who can go back to the reservation but choose not to because of whatever circumstances, then they should still be able to get that help, full reintegration services. That is what Native Wings is about. We don't want our people to go without. And so we're establishing, we're doing the work, we're going to keep doing the work, and this will never, never come to an end. And so I want each and every one of you to really consider being a part of this movement, being a part of being a helping hand to those who are truly, truly coming out, wanting to be a success, an attribute, and not a negative towards their Native people. So anyway, with that, Tammy, I just wanted to spend a little time talking about what we do here at the office. The clothing, we have a clothing closet that's so full of clothes where, we want our brothers and sisters to have those necessities when they come out. So if you have donations, be sure and contact the office. We'll even come and pick them up. We want these donations.
And dry goods as well.
Yes, anything, hygiene supplies.
Oh yes,
anything
hygiene,
that
definitely.
you want to donate, please do not hesitate to call Native Wings like an eagle, and we will come pick it up if you can't deliver it. So anyway, and then I just want to give one last shout out to our social media guy. We call him Big Bear. He's a big old guy from the Citizens Band of Potawatomi, and he does a great job on our social media. I'm going to get him on here one of these days so you can meet Bear, so you can see behind the scenes who's doing the development and the expertise of our social media. He's a good guy, and so we really want you to meet him. So with that, we're going to go ahead and come to an end for this session, and just want to
that's my meeting for Bear.
So thank you for joining us for this session, and we hope to see you next time. In my language, we say Hadam, Chihichaldes. We will see you again.